Welcome to Silent Witness, where every love story hides a secret and every betrayal has a voice. You're about to hear a story that cuts deep, so sit back and listen close.
Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever wondered what happens when one person in a relationship feels like they've, settled, and the other person maybe overhears it?
Right. It's that quiet compromise, isn't it? But the fallout when it becomes not so quiet, that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And today we're diving into a story that captures just that. It's from a source called The Cost of Settling.
What's fascinating here is how a single conversation, kind of casual girl talk, can just shatter a foundation built on really different ideas about commitment and respect.
Totally. We're getting this fly-on-the-wall view of this couple, let's call them Monica and Ben, and we see this pivotal moment unfold from both their perspectives. It's pretty raw.
Yeah, it is. So our mission here is basically to narrate this story, pull out those key nuggets of knowledge about trust, perception, and, the hidden costs when compromises aren't really shared, or worse, when they're discussed openly, maybe without realizing who's listening.
So let's start with Monica. The story kicks off with her just looking at her ring finger bear, actually, and she sighs, thinks to herself, this is a disaster. She's even got this half-joking fear, about becoming the quintessential crazy cat lady. It just screams dissatisfaction, even though she's heading towards marriage.
And that feeling, it's more common than you might think, right? That pre-wedding unease. Yeah. It could be societal pressure, maybe hitting a certain age, or just deep down, are you making the right choice or just a choice?
Exactly. And this internal stuff, it bubbles up at where else but a girls' night, Nancy's place. You can picture it. Wine, comfy couch, that kind of relaxed vibe where secrets just spill out.
The perfect storm for oversharing.
Totally. So Monica's there, glass of Merlot, and someone asks, Maria, actually, how are things with Ben? Set a date. And Monica's first response, it's fine. He's stable. The source says even she hears how flat that sounds.
Ooh, stable.
Yeah. And Nancy picks up on it immediately, raises an eyebrow, apparently, and says, stable? That doesn't exactly sound thrilling, Monica.
And that's the first crack, isn't it? Nancy's comment just highlights that gap between what Monica says she wants or accepts and what she, maybe deep down, actually craves. Stable isn't cutting it.
Not at all. And from there, the conversation just takes off. Monica leans in, lowers her voice, and starts comparing Ben to her ex, Alistair.
Ah, the ex comparison. Always risky territory.
Right. She's like, he's not exactly Mr. Adventure, nothing like Alistair was. And Nancy's like, Alistair, the personal trainer. God, that guy was something else.
So she's reminiscing.
Oh, yeah. Totally enjoying it, recalling sneaking around the gym after hours with Alistair.
And the contrast she paints with Ben is just stark.
Super stark. She says, the wildest thing Ben ever suggested was leaving the bedroom light on. It feels almost like she's deliberately playing Ben down,
It makes you wonder, is it just venting or is there something else going on? Like subconsciously maybe devaluing Ben in front of her friends.
And then it gets really personal, shockingly so. She compares their equipment differences.
Oh, wow.
No.
Yeah. Rolls her eyes and says, Alistair's workout shorts left very little to the imagination, but Ben's, he's working with a compact model.
Okay, that's crossing a line, surely.
Seems like it. But the source says there are giggles, and Monica feels it's surprisingly good to let it all out, even if she knows she's oversharing. She thinks, but that's what girls' night is for, right?
And that justification, girl talk,
it
really begs the question, where is that line? The line between sharing with friends and, frankly, a breach of privacy, of respect within your actual relationship. It's blurring something pretty fundamental.
Definitely. So after all that, Maria asks a logical question. So why'd you say yes when he proposed?
Good question.
Monica shrugs, apparently gets a refill, and lists the reasons. He's a good guy, stable job, owns his place, wants to settle down, and then the kicker.
I'm not exactly getting any younger.
The practicalities. It's that classic rationale, isn't it? Security over excitement. She even says Alistair was a blast, but husband material, not exactly. Sometimes you just have to be practical. It's like she's trying to convince herself as much as her friends.
Well, it highlights that difference, doesn't it? Between making a compromise and actually owning it, being at peace with it. She seems to be prioritizing the checklist over the actual feeling.
And Nancy, being Nancy, just says it. So you settled.
Direct.
Very. Monica tries to deny it, but apparently it wavers. Then she laughs it off. Okay, maybe a little, but that's what growing up is, right? Trading excitement for security. She tries to normalize it, like this is just adulthood.
Yeah, framing dissatisfaction as maturity. It's a common coping strategy. But the issue isn't the compromise itself, maybe. It's the resentment simmering underneath. It's not acceptance, it's settling, like Nancy said.
And right then, just as she's trying to rationalize it all,
Oh, no.
they hear a creak by the doorway. Monica turns, and there's Ben, standing there, looking, the source says, like he's just walked in on a car crash.
Oh, gut punch.
Her stomach drops. He'd said something about maybe needing his laptop charger, but she never thought he'd actually show up. And his face. It says he heard everything. His hand is literally frozen on the doorknob.
And the shift to his perspective is just instant devastation. He thinks each word felt like a punch. He calls it a betrayal of the kind of respect that I thought was the bedrock of any marriage.
It's not just gossip he overheard.
No, it's the foundation ripped out publicly, humiliatingly. That shock of hearing it yourself rather than being told, it hits differently, much harder.
You can feel that weight. He just steps back, charger forgotten, walks outside feeling numb, the source says. His mind is racing, replaying everything, every memory now tinged with doubt.
Awful.
He can't go home, ends up at a sports bar, orders a double whiskey from Buzz, the bartender.
Trying to process it all.
Yeah, and two thoughts keep hitting him. First, just the sheer brutality of how her words broke his trust.
Understandable.
And second, that awful question. If I was the safe choice for her, was she the right choice for me? He actually tells Buzz, just found out my fiancé thinks she settled for me. Feels like the default option.
And Buzz, the wise bartender. What does he say?
Buzz gives him the 20-year bartender perspective. Seen plenty of relationships where one person settles. Usually goes one of two ways. They either leave when something better comes along, or they stay and make both people miserable.
Oof. Stark, but probably true. It shows how that practical choice, if it's not genuinely accepted, just becomes this silent contract for misery, a huge emotional debt.
And that really hits Ben. He tells Buzz she basically advertised her dissatisfaction to her friends, like hanging up a better offers welcome sign. He realizes it's not about his insecurity. It's about the facts she just laid out.
That realization is critical. It shifts from, am I being insecure, to this is the reality she presented.
Exactly. It changes his whole view of their future.
And it makes you think, right, when we talk about our partners, especially the struggles, how much is venting and how much is maybe subconsciously creating an escape hatch or just devaluing them? The harmlessness vanishes when they overhear it.
So true. So Ben heads back to the apartment, finds Monica waiting, looking anxious. Her first words, "What did you hear?"
Defensive already.
Totally. Then she tries to minimize, "Ben, it was just girl talk. You know how it is. We exaggerate." Tries to pass it off as just venting.
But Ben's not having it.
No. He's quiet but direct. "You didn't just joke, Monica. You spelled out exactly why I don't measure up to what you really want." He says, "If I'm the backup plan, I deserve to know, because I won't stay in a relationship where I'm just someone's safe bet."
Wow. That's putting it plainly. It's that total disconnect again. She sees venting, he sees betrayal. A fundamental breakdown.
And Monica doubles down on deflection. "If you're this insecure, maybe that says more about you than me." She even throws in the guys talk worse argument.
Trying to shift the blame. Classic damage control.
But Ben sees right through it. He says something really cutting. "You're not sorry about what you said. You're sorry you got caught."
Ooh, that cuts deep because it questions her integrity, right?
Yeah.
It's about genuine remorse versus just regretting the consequences.
Exactly. And that leads to the absolute breaking point. Ben asks her one final question, a real test.
What is it?
He says, "Tell me honestly, if Alistair called tomorrow and said he'd changed, that he wanted to settle down with you, would you go?"
Oh, wow. The ultimate test.
And the source emphasizes the silence that follows, just silence.
That silence is the answer, isn't it? It's deafening. It says everything she can't or won't. The lack of a denial is the confirmation.
Absolutely. Ben just says, "That's what I thought." He picks up the engagement ring, puts her apartment key next to it.
Taking control back.
Yeah. Calmly states, "I don't want to be anyone's backup plan." He tells her, "I'm walking away because you've shown me exactly who you are and what you think of me. I deserve better than being someone's consolation prize."
Respect. It's not anger, it's self-respect. He's asserting his worth.
And as he leaves, the source says he feels lighter. A sense of relief, actually.
Because he knows. He has clarity, even though it's painful. He's choosing himself over a relationship built on a shaky, disrespectful foundation.
So the door closes, and boom, we snap back to Monica. She's frantic, grabs her phone, texts her friends. "Emergency. Ben overheard everything. He's leaving me. Call now.
Panic sets in.
Big time. But interestingly, the source notes she's initially more angry than sad. She wants her friends to fix it. Tell him we were just joking. Everyone talks like that. She's defiant. I'm not apologizing. This is totally normal girl talk. He's the one being insecure.
Still deflecting. And then the fear kicks in, right? The rationalization.
Exactly. She starts justifying why she chose Ben in the first place. I'm 33. Do you know how hard it is to find a guy with a good job who actually wants to get married? Blaming the dating pool, essentially.
It shows that pressure, doesn't it? The societal, maybe personal pressure that led her to prioritize the practical over maybe genuine connection, leading to this fear now that it's falling apart.
And the self-deception continues. Looking in the mirror, she thinks, he wasn't supposed to know how I really felt. He was supposed to stay in his comfortable little bubble, grateful, chosen, settled for, whatever.
Wow. That's brutally honest in a way. But even then, there's a hint of reality creeping in, right? The source mentions the bitter taste of the wine, replaying Ben's face, that look of hurt and clarity.
Yeah, like a crack in the denial. She's starting to feel the weight of it, even if she won't admit it.
Because the truth, once it's out, once it's seen like that, you can't really unsee it.
So the next morning, the end. Ben comes for his stuff. He's calm, distant. Thanks for having everything ready.
Done.
Monica makes one last attempt. I love you. I chose you.
But he knows better now.
Yeah. Ben cuts her off, gently but firmly. No, you settled for me, and I won't spend my life being someone's safety net.
Quiet dignity right to the end, refusing to be less than truly chosen.
And he leaves. The door clicks shut. And for Monica, it's like an explosion in my chest. She's frozen, staring at the empty space, knowing there's no coming back. And that earlier joke about the cat lady.
Not funny anymore.
Not funny at all. Suddenly a chilling, very real possibility.
What a devastating ending. It really shows the profound cost of those choices, those unspoken, or in this case, overheard thoughts. The bubble bursts, and the reality is harsh.
So wrapping this up, what does this story really tell us? This deep dive into Monica and Ben shows how easily private thoughts, even casual chat, can blow up and have these massive, painful consequences. It fundamentally changes the game.
Absolutely. And connecting it bigger picture, it's not just about one couple. It's a stark illustration of what happens when partners have fundamentally different ideas about the relationship's foundation. Is it love? Practicality. Real choice. When those perceptions don't align, especially around respect, it's just precarious.
Yeah. It really makes you think. The source material gives us such a clear view of the emotional cost on both sides, feeling like a consolation prize, or dealing with the fallout of your own compromises revealed. It's heavy.
And it raises that critical question for everyone listening, right? When we talk about our relationships, especially the tough stuff, with friends, are we just venting, seeking support, or are we, maybe without meaning to, chipping away at the trust? Where's that line for you?
It's a really fine line. So a final thought to leave you with. In your own life, your own relationships, are you consciously choosing? Or are you perhaps quietly settling? And what kind of foundation does that really build? Monica and Ben's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes what's left unsaid or said carelessly can cause the deepest cracks.
If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next twist. We drop new stories every day.